G'day mates, Keg11 here and welcome to the Italian Grand Prix from the world famous Autodromo Nazionale Monza in Monza, north of Milan. Now, this is a big race on the F1 calendar for being the one of only two races that have been on the F1 calendar since the series' inception back in 1950, the other one being the British Grand Prix. So as such, this will be the more legitimate home of the Tifosi here in Italy. I did say back at San Marino that that was the home track of Ferrari due to its close proximity to the Ferrari factory in Maranello and the fact that it was named after Enzo and Dino Ferrari. But the San Marino Grand Prix in Imola has only been on the calendar for, was on the calendar for 20 years, where this has been here all the time, so it's been the default place for it, and you get the air of legendary status here at Monza as compared to Imola. Anyway, to the track itself, I was actually surprised about it because normally in other games, Monza has never been a really favorite track of mine. Yes, it's been fast and things like that, but I've always had trouble trying to drive fast and also negotiate some of the chicanes and things like that. But on this, I've been going quite well, actually. I've been get good rhythm going. The chicanes have been no problem. This is the older version, by the way, with the two chicanes as the first, just after the start line, not the really tight one that is today. And managed to get a good time throughout all of them. As such, as you see in a minute, I actually got pole. So, a lot of confidence on me to perform well today. Let's hope it translates to a win, finally. Now, in the real life, David Coulthard won the race in McLaren from 6th on the grid, actually. He jumped up from 6th to 3rd at the first corner, which was really good effort because it was tight. Followed behind him was the pole sitter for this race, Jean Alesi. And in 3rd place, Untitled Chapter in the Williams. Other than that, it was pretty much an uneventful race. Everything went okay. Coulthard won because of the better pit stop. Other than that, for the Stewart team, Rubens Barrichello got 13th, but he got lapped. And Magnussen failed to finish because of a transmission failure. As we have a look at our driver standings, in the lead we got Michael Schumacher on 72 points, just 21 points over Jacques Villeneuve. Villeneuve failed to score last round. Michael Schumacher got 2nd, just after Kent Levin's numerous spin-outs on the last lap. So that's increased their lead there. Following behind him was the winner of Belgium, Jean Alesi. He's now up to 45 points, 10 points ahead of Eddie Irvine, and firmly there in 3rd position, just 6 points behind Villeneuve, may I add. Following behind Irvine, in 4th place, we've got Heinz-Harald Frentzen on 29 points. Now, those first 5 drivers, I said, have a mathematical chance of taking the World Championship. Heinz-Harald Frentzen needs to win every single race from here on, and Schumacher not to score to become world champion. In saying that, Berger could have done the same thing, but Schumacher would still win the championship because Schumacher has been more successful over the course of the whole season. So Gerhard Berger in 6th place, 22 points outside the championship battle fight there. And rounding out the top 10, we got Giancarlo Fisichella on 11, now drawing with Kent Levin after Levin scored 4 points for scoring 3rd last round. Following behind him, we got Olivier Panis on 9 points, scoring 2 points, I believe, for scoring 5th, I believe. And in 10th place, Rubens Barrichello, after scoring 3 points for scoring 4th, has pushed him into 10th place, overtaking Ralf Schumacher. And in the Constructors' Championship, Ferrari have increased their lead again, now leading Williams-Renault by 27 points. But it's still achievable by Williams, considering how many more points if both drivers go well, as far as constructors go. So Williams are on 80, 27 points behind Ferrari. However, Benetton has caught up again to Williams. They're only 10 points behind Williams, and keeping the battle pack for the championship between those 3 teams quite hotly contested. Looking further down at the second battle pack we've got, Stuart Ford has taken the lead in that little battle pack on 18 points, just 2 points ahead of Jordan Peugeot, barring the score last round. And a further 2 points behind them, we got Prost and Honda on 14. So that battle is quite hot as well. Actually quite closer than what it is with Ferrari, Williams and Benetton. Following behind them, we got McLaren Mercedes on 6 points. Here we go, the starting group for today's Italian Grand Prix. In the lead, we have Kent Levin with a 1:27.35, just half a second over Michael Schumacher. Good result for him. Followed behind them on the second row, Jacques Villeneuve and Jean Alesi, then Gerhard Berger and Eddie Irvine. So good results for Benetton, Williams and Ferrari there. Cool start 7th, 1 position down than his real life position, followed by Schumacher, Fischer-Kellogg and Mika Hakkinen. And following behind them, Frentzen, 11th, not a really good result for him. Panis and Nakano, average, followed by Pedro Diniz in the Arrows Yamaha. Then Johnny Herbert, Damon Hill, Gianni Morbidelli, and Ruben Barrichello, 18th, 124. Wow, that was a big gap between the two Stewart cars. Wow. And following behind them, we got the 2 Tyrrells and the 2 Minardi. So all in all, really good result from Levin. Must be a combination of skill and how he set up his car in comparison to Barrichello, because there's a huge gap between them. And also, this is the first time Levin has gotten pole for a race, not in the wet, only half, as I said, half a second over Michael Schumacher. Other than that, your common motley crew of Williams, Ferrari, of Eddie Irvine, and Willie Benetton are up in the top 10 as well, so this should be an interesting battle. So with that said, let's get this Italian Grand Prix underway, and let's hope my good fortune and good luck on this track will continue throughout the whole race.
Well, we're nearly ready for the start now. The drivers are on the grid. The red lights are beginning to come on.
Last light on, go! Oh, and a bit of hesitation there from Count Levin. Michael Schumacher sticks his nose in, but Levin has got the good run coming into the first corner. As we can see behind, Michael Schumacher's backed off to prevent a collision. First Variante chicane, really good job there. Alright, coming to the Variante della Roggia now, for the first time. This hasn't changed. Oh, Levin's gone a bit too fast into there. Had to take to the grass. Hopefully he hasn't lost too much time there. As we're coming to Lesmo's for the first time. Very nice there. Second part of Lesmo. Now we're on the back straight of Saraglio. Down. Back towards the pit straight. As we go underneath the old banking, which isn't used anymore. Now we're coming into the Variante Ascari. This is a corner that I've had a lot trouble with at the past, because it's not really a chicane as such, just 2 really tight left-handers linked by a longer right-hander. Now we're coming onto the base straight of Rettifilo Centro now, coming into the very famous Parabolica turn. Third gear, second to tighten in a bit further, accelerate, very clean coming out of that. As we come back onto the main straight to complete the first lap, we have Eddie Irvine Ferrari right up Bautista, so the Tifosi is going to be cheering on the Brit there. Anything to get a Ferrari on. Good performance there. Now coming back again to the Goodyear chicane. This bit I was very concerned at the start.
This young man really is a superlative driver.
A combination of that, the Ascari, and to an extent the Lesmo are the corners, and the Parabolica are corners that I never really liked on this track. But as I was practicing going through the Goodyear chicane, I was actually going really quick. I was like, wow, how am I getting this much speed out of it?
The top
was uncanny.
positions are first, Jan Magnussen. In second, Eddie Irvine. In third place, Williams number 1. Fourth, Michael Schumacher. In fifth place, Jean Alesi. In sixth place, Mika Hakkinen.
Alright, by the sound of that, as well as Irvine, Jacques Villeneuve did a really good jump on the pad to get into second place. But that's irrelevant considering that how the lead I'm getting over Irvine, 1.163, so that is a big gap. Considering that I'm on a relatively inferior car in Ferrari's backyard. I should be concerned right now because the stewards might backflip and try and find any excuse to see why I shouldn't get the win. Don't know. But that's not the case. Looks like good matches in between them. Looks like myself and Irvine are running away with the win, because looking at everyone else, Villeneuve, Schumacher, etc., they're all about 4 or 5 seconds behind. So it looks like a lot of pressure is being put on Levin here by Irvine, and as such, Irvine is pushing the relatively inferior Ford motor along. Although we don't see Irvine behind him, so it looks like Levin's going to have a good gap, so it's a good time for him to calm down after the hecticness of the start. You see further down, Mark Schumacher, Mika Hakkinen, and John Lacey. So Hakkinen's gone really good results. Oh, Levin's gone a little bit wide coming out of Ascari, but that didn't cost him too much time. We can just see Irvine in the background, but it should be nothing to fear. At the moment, this race has been a relatively calm one for Levin, not stressing over overtaking or blocking people, although Irvine's giving him enough pressure for that. But other than that, he looks like he's concentrating on posting quick laps. Let's see how this one goes. No, not exactly a qualifying lap, but still a respectable lap nonetheless. Oh, Irvine's half a second behind. And Villeneuve will be catching up. He's already 3.8 seconds behind Levin. So he's put a little bit of distance on the battle pack there of Schumacher, Hakkinen and Alesi. It will be interesting to see how that will turn out. Choosing to go around third gear there. Normally he would go clear the Rog gear to chicane, all a bit like that. Shift into fourth and shift into third coming into the first Lesmo corner, because the first Lesmo corner is tighter than the second one. The first one you go through in third, then you power up the fourth and almost go full acceleration through the second bit. You just need to tap the accelerator. Irvine still close behind, but this is a good gap. This gap can be maintained throughout the race. We should be in good hands. Ooh, very cleanly done through Parabolica. Good job, Levin.
Your tyres are getting worn. Get ready to pit in.
We're at about half distance at this point.
Half race, so I'm assuming.
First, Jan Magnussen.
Yep, Schumacher has pit in. Because he's 9 seconds, dropped back 4 seconds, so I can only assume that he's gone into the pits.
Number 1.
Bit more.
In fourth place, Mika Hakkinen. In fifth, David Coulthard. In sixth, Michael Schumacher.
I'm a bit more aware now that not everyone pits in at the halfway point, as I so believe. They will pit in a lap or two before. Probably the third lap is when the pit phase will open and close at around about the 6th lap. Extreme mode 7, but it's not a problem for me because I'm going very well as it is. Fill it up with 6 laps worth of fuel. Tires run out about the 5th lap. I've got a perfect pit strategy for my needs right here. Coming in the Parabolica, completing our 5th lap, but we're not going to crack the finish line. We're going to veer right into the pits at nearly full speed. Okay, we're in the pits now because Irvine was close behind me. There he goes. Irvine will assume the lead, but considering he's staying behind me, there goes Hakkinen, Villeneuve, and then Schumacher and John Alesi. Yeah, as I was saying, Irvine hasn't pit in yet, but he will in the next few laps, so still hope for me yet.
New safety rules for the design of the cars this year have meant that the team had to include a deformable structure behind the gearbox to protect the driver in the event of rear impact. Ferrari did this last year, and they've already overcome most of the problems, like excessive vibration, which can crack the rear wing.
Alright, we're coming up behind Alesi. Obviously, my car has the better power in regards to Alesi, unless he's being held up by Michael Schumacher. We shall see. I can see him quite well in the distance, and I got a good gap behind him. So, considering how we go through Ascari, I should be able to do an attack coming around the Reticolo Central. Oh, good exit coming out of Ascari, and it looks like we're getting closer, so it looks like Levin's going to do an attack on Alesi as we're coming to the Parabolica. He pulls out, he passes to Alesi very cleanly as they split down for the Parabolica. Levin, a bit wide coming out of there for Levin, but 5th place, Kent Levin. Alesi drops down a position, so really good job for him. And up ahead we got Michael Schumacher. If we finish our 6th lap, oh, we're up to 2nd, so as predicted, Eddie Irvine, Mika Hakkinen, and Jacques Villeneuve are going to the pits on that lap. So we're back. Normality has resumed. Michael Schumacher in the lead though. And it looks like Levin's going to make a move. No. Good move there from Levin, pulling back, not causing an accident there. It would be very bad if we took out a Ferrari here at Monza. Oh. We'd have to finish the race, then get out of Monza and get out of Italy. Because if we don't be careful, we're going to get murdered before we get out the country. No offense to any Italians that said that. That might have been offended from that, but it's just my interpretation of a very fanatical crowd, as you would. Looks like Kent Levin is keeping a good distance behind Schumacher and not going to do any rash moves, but if that last time had anything to go by, if he's got a good time out of Ascari, he's going to make a move with Schumacher. He pulls out to the right side again, taking Schumacher as he did Alesi on the centre. Now Schumacher has been passed. Levin's in the lead, now coming to the Parabolica. He's in 4th gear. Oh no! Levin was going to the corner a bit too quick and has surrendered 1st place as you will back to Schumacher, but not a problem. This is only the 7th lap. We've got 2 laps to go, and it's obvious today we can see that Levin has obviously got the better pace in contrast to Michael Schumacher. So we can see Schumacher getting a bit concerned and Levin making an attack on him in the next few laps, unless I am very much mistaken, which I have been particularly last round in Belgium. Oh, Levin's gone good pace up to him as we go through the curve of grind there again, but it's not going to do the same mistake as last time, keeping it back. And we come to the variant to De Roggiat again. Slow down. Oh, Levin's got good pace. Michael Schumacher. Levin's gone into the inside. He's passing Schumacher. He's past Schumacher as we go to the curve de Lesmo. Kent Levin reassures 1st place. Good job to the young Australian in the brand new Stewart team, but Schumacher is still right behind him, giving him a good fight. Behind Schumacher, we've got Jean Alesi, only about 1.2 seconds, so Alesi still really close into the fight. Followed by Irvine, Berger. Berger's moved up to 5th place, followed by Jacques Villeneuve. But there's still quite a bit of distance behind. This is the main battle pack. Levin v Schumacher v Alesi. Thinking about it, this is the same battle pack that we had last race in Belgium, but that had a completely different result. We had Levin in the lead, followed by Alesi, giving him immense pressure. But Schumacher powering through the pack after a bad start, eventually passing Levin after he fell back to get 2nd. But at the moment, it's looking like Levin has moved up to 3rd, into 1st, and pushed the other 2 drivers down. Well, unless Alesi has dropped back to 3rd. If that last explanation makes sense. Ooh, Villeneuve has dropped back big time. Irvine and Berger are 6 seconds behind, but Villeneuve is a full 12 seconds behind, so I'm not sure what's happening to his car. Obviously another failure for the Williams, and that will put a big dent in both Villeneuve and Williams' world title fight. I don't hear a Ferrari engine anymore, so it looks like 11 again has pulled a good distance away from the Ferrari. I can just see a little speck in the background, so Levin just needs to calm down again, and we're on lap 9, so we just need to calm down and nurse this car home if he wants to go away with his 1st race win. And it's been a while coming for this young Australian driver, having a really good Formula 3000 results with Paul Stewart, now up to Formula 1, has shown great promise throughout the season. Probably not the average results as he would like, but still, good performances in Australia, Brazil, second place, in Monaco, a point scoring position in Britain, and last race in Belgium. third place.
We're into the final lap.
In the case of Belgium and Monaco, very close for the win, but the unpredictability of the rain and inexperience saw him not get first position. And as we come to the last lap now, he is in a very good situation to take his first win. Not a cloud in the sky, so very much more predictable. And Levin has been dominant throughout the whole weekend. Really good practice time. A good pole position, just half a second over Schumacher. And now he has run pretty much a fault-free race.
Michael Schumacher, Jean Alesi, Eddie Irvine.
Your tyres are getting worn. Get ready to pit in.
It's a good thing this is the final lap, or otherwise Levin will have to do another pit. We come to the Variante Ascari for the last time. It needs to be clean. It is clean. So we've got a good run coming into the Parabolica for the last time, the last corner. As long as Levin does not mess up this race, he just got his first race victory. Coming to the Barrica for the last time, third gear, second gear, textbook stuff, accelerating out. That's it. Levin has done it. The young Australian is the first Australian to win a Grand Prix since Alan Jones in 1981. Kent Levin and Stewart have done it. They have won the Italian Grand Prix. Congratulations to Kent Levin and the Stewart team. So close throughout the whole season, but now, finally, a race win. Jackie Stewart is going to be reeling in the pits along with Paul Stewart and everyone on the team. It was a really good race from the young Australian. And as I said, the first Australian to win a Formula 1 race in 16 years in comparison to the 28 as it was in real life. Now, looking at the race classification, this confirms that Kent Levin wins his first ever Formula 1 race by 4.8 seconds over Michael Schumacher. So, excellent results. And obviously, Levin is going to get the notice of a lot of teams throughout the season. As a matter of fact, I think I see him talking to a few people from other teams now. I'm not sure who it is, but we'll catch up to that in the next race. Following behind Schumacher, we got Jean Alesi, so the same three people on the podium here, just in entirely different positions. But Alesi's third place has kept him up close to Schumacher and Villeneuve in the Drivers' Championship. Following behind Alesi by further 10 seconds is Eddie Irvine. So Irvine has given Ferrari an extra 3 points in addition to Michael Schumacher's 8. So that increases their World Championship hopes over Constructors' Championship hopes over Williams. Following behind them, Gerhard Berger in 5th place, so 2 points to himself and Benetton there. And in 6th place, Jacques Villeneuve, 29 seconds behind Kent Levin, about 9 seconds behind Berger. So behind Schumacher and Alesi, we have a very spaced out grid. But still, Williams is further falling behind, so... Fastest lap of the race, Kent Levin, 1:23.516. And looking at the Drivers' Championship, we've got Michael Schumacher extending his lead by 78 points to such an extent that Eddie Irvine and Heinz-Harald Frentzen are now out of the championship race. If Eddie Irvine, like Gerhard Berger at the start, scored wins for every single race in the season and Schumacher failing to finish, that would mean Schumacher will still win the championship because he's been more successful than his teammates. So, as predicted, the 3 drivers in battle for the World Championship are the 3 top drivers throughout this season from all respective teams: Schumacher, Villeneuve and Alesi. Villeneuve scored as well, only by a point though, so he's up to 52 points, but he's only 3 points ahead of Jean Alesi. After scoring his second podium with 3rd place, Jean Alesi is now up to 49 points, so we could see another overtake in the World Drivers' Championship, depending on how Alesi and Villeneuve go in the next few races. Following behind them, Eddie Irvine scores 38. He's on 38 after scoring a couple of points this round. Heinz-Harald Frentzen follows behind on 29, failing to score this round. So does Gerhard Berger. He's in 6th place on 24 points. But big change, count 11, he's moved up to 7th place. His win sees his total up to 21, 3 points behind Gerhard Berger. So, really good run for count 11. Maybe even seeing an overtake or two in the next few races. Rounding out the top 10, Giancarlo Fisichella still on 11, Olivier Panis still on 9, and Rubens Barrichello still on 7 points. And in the Constructors' Championship, Ferrari are still in the lead on 116 points now, followed behind by Williams Renault on 81, so 25 points behind Ferrari now. And following behind them, Bennett and Renault are up behind Williams' backdoor on 76 points, so 5 points behind. If either Williams or Benetton have any hope of winning the World Championship, either team needs to get perfect maximum points in 2 of the next 4 rounds. That's on the proviso that Ferrari do not score at all. And for the other 2, just beat Ferrari fair and square. So, it seems to me that the chances of Benetton or Williams winning the Constructors' Championship are slipping away as each race goes. In the second battle pack for 4th, 5th and 6th, Stuart Ford has increased its lead over Jordan Peugeot, and they're now on 28, full 12 points ahead of Jordan Peugeot. Both Jordan and Prost failing to score this race, so their point scores still on 16 and 14 respectively. And rounding out the top 7, McLaren Mercedes on 6 points, failing to score yet again this round, despite them qualifying and running in the top 6. So I would think that their positions are like 9th or 8th for this race, or maybe even 7th. So there we have it for the Italian Grand Prix, a very successful one for Stewart, and just goes to show that I can race good. So hopefully the next 4 races will be quite good for me. Maybe even past Berger or Frentzen in the Driver Championship. I hope you guys enjoyed this race, and I'll see you guys at the next race in Austria.